All right. It's been 40 minutes since I plugged it in downstairs. It's been going, hey, Toby. Let's go and check. Let's talk about how I came to make the decision to get the EcoFlow Delta. Probably like most other people, I started my search with a simple, portable generators, and then you have all these options that come up. There are a few sets of considerations that came to mind as I was researching portable generator. Cost, weight, safety, noise, and then fuel type. The underpinning of all of that is keeping in mind what I actually need it for. When I started looking, one of the main things that I was thinking through is, boy, it'd be great to have a generator that could power the AC, especially when we're traveling around during the summer. Based on some of the research that I've done, you needed a generator that's powerful enough to handle the surge of electricity that is required initially when an AC turns on within the RV. So that takes you to a direction of, okay, you're looking at, the Westinghouses, the Hondas, the Champions, and any other brand, but your wattage that you're needing is probably more than 33 or 3,500 watts to be able to handle that initial surge of power. But once you get into it, you go, okay, well, so if I look at those and you start seeing the prices, they are up, $8,000-$9,000, and man, if you go to Honda, everyone understands that Honda makes really good quality engines and generators, but that comes with a price, and you're talking up there of like $1,500, if not more. So then you start thinking about what sacrifices you can make to minimize the need for that kind of power, because it comes with so much cost. And then also those larger generators weigh quite a bit as well. You're talking about dragging around 90 to 100 pounds of machinery. So that took me down a path of like understanding where I might need to sacrifice the use of an AC, and primarily that is when we're during our travel days. So we know that when we get to our primary destination or some of our main destinations on our trips, that we're probably staying at our RV park. We would definitely appreciate like full hookup. So naturally there'll be enough electricity to power the AC, no problem. It's when we have those travel days that I need to consider the sacrifices that I'm making. So rather than having enough power to run an AC, I might just need enough power to run a fan that could help circulate the air within the RV, and I may leave the window, one of the windows open just to have outside air come in. So without the need to run an AC, that took your power needs down quite a bit, because you don't need to compensate for that surge. So that led me down the road of looking at portable generators that, from a power perspective, was in the realm of like 2,000 to 2,200 watts. And again, you had plenty of gas options that were available. So that's the first consideration. What do we need it for in totality? Where does that take us in terms of our generator options? What does that mean in terms of cost? And then especially for your weight, what does that mean in terms of what you're either carrying in your tow vehicle or towing? So once we get down to that next level of consideration, we know we're at a smaller generator need. Then I have to think about carrying gasoline in the vehicle and how that adds to my payload. So that became a lot to consider until I saw that, hey, there were dual fuel generators that were available. So I think specifically I started looking at the two Champion models. One was a higher power level at 3,400 watts, and the other was a lower power level at around 2,000 watts. Both are still mechanically driven generators, but rather than exposing you to the potential dangers of carrying gasoline, you could use the propane from your propane tanks when you needed it to power your RV. So that became a great option in my mind, because then I could just hook up a generator no matter during travel days. If I'm staying overnight somewhere, I could just hook up the generator to the propane, and that'll be great, and I don't have to carry any additional gasoline. All I have to worry about is potentially having to fill up propane. But if I'm staying at a truck stop, if I'm staying at somewhere where I know I'm close to a propane facility or what have you, then yeah, it's an easy thing for me to go do. And then there were some cost considerations that went into it as well between gas and propane, but let's not get that deep into this video. So that's solved for cost, because a lower power generator was going to be cheaper. It would also weigh less. Between the two Champions models, the 3400 one weighed in at, like 102 pounds or whatever. The 2000 watt model, that's both are dual fuel, that weighed in at around 47 pounds. So here comes the next set of considerations. So now, okay, well, if I have a this mechanical generator, it's gonna make noise. I'm probably not gonna keep it in the RV when I'm using it, so now I have to have it outside somewhere. So I started doing some more research around noise, and in the midst of that, I started seeing some reviews about portable solar generators. So initially, as I looked, you saw there are plenty of variety out there, but they were largely in the 400 to 500 watt ranges. Didn't know whether or not that was going to be powerful enough for what we ultimately need it for. In my research into portable solar generators, that's how I stumbled upon the EcoFlow Delta. And in my mind, it checked everything that I was looking for, so I got one. So let's take a look at my first time using it, and also trying to replicate as much as possible everything that I believe I'm going to need during a travel day. Let's take a look. All right, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. I kind of already did, because I cut the sides and realized I should show everybody. So it says, charge me now. Right up top, you have this little pamphlet thing. It's a quick start guide. But look what it says. It says they've kept the battery at less than 30% of full charge. To keep it healthy, charge it to full immediately. So let's go ahead and do that. Assuming this is a top layer. Looks like it's in a carrier bag of its own. So let's go ahead and take that out. All right. There you go. And then let's see what else is inside the box. Put a little dongle in here. I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed. So I thought it was going to be easy to kind of unbox it one-handed while recording a video, but that is definitely not the case. So I just went ahead and took everything out. So here we have the EcoFlow solar generator, and it's rated to run 1800 watts with a surge of up to 3300 watts, and total capacity is 1260 watt hours. And I got Toby here, who wants to help. He always wants to help with new stuff, right, buddy? We've got the generator itself, supposed to weigh roughly like 30 some odd pounds, and then it comes packaged with a standard wall outlet for charging purposes. I think these are for solar hookups if you were to buy a panel or two. And then they also have a 12 volt charger if you care to use that. So definitely for an RV, you have a couple options to charge it. So the ports are on this side over here. You have some fans, cooling fans here on both sides. Okay, we're just firing it up. You can see that it is at 30%. The input right now is at 400 watts and rising. So you get a good look at recharging time, which is looking at 1 hour right now. And we'll see, look at that. That kind of input is really It's really fast, so you know, that's what it says. It'll charge in about an hour and a half. And we'll just let it run, and then we can start playing around with it. So we'll be back. So, situation report. So I had it plugged in to the outlet right there. Silly me, I should have used a surge protector, but I didn't. So power to this room tripped. Had to go and turn it back on. And I was like, it might be a bit of a fluke, but in the back of my mind, it's drawing a lot of power. It's drawing roughly like 650 watts when I plugged it in there. So I tried it again. A couple minutes later, it tripped again. So I decided to come down, and I pulled out a surge protector and plugged it in down in the basement. And let me show you where we're at now. So here we go. Look at this input rate. It's over 1,000 watts. This thing is charging fast. So I have it connected to a surge protector that goes into the wall. Hopefully, if the basement doesn't trip in about 40 minutes, we'll be ready to rock. So see you in a bit. Okay, the EcoFlow has been charged. Overall, I'd say it took roughly maybe about an hour to go from 30% to 100%. Right now, I have toys, things that need to be charged, so let's give it a go. First up is my DJI Osmo Action Cam, and I got the extended 3 battery charger. So I feel like I've been pretty close to using up all of them, and now is a good time to give that a whirl and see what our readings are. Alright, let's power this bad boy on. So you see here we have 99 hours left. It's at 100%. I turned the DC power on. Try the USB. Oh, there you go. So I have my DJI Osmo Action Cam. I have the 3 battery charger, and it's plugged in right now. And I think you can see that it's drawing about 8 watts of power. Let's keep adding. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I also have my GoPro Hero 5 Session that I would like to charge. There we go, now we're up to 16 watts. So I could only do this for 86 hours, guys. Alright, so while the cameras are charging, I'm starting to think about what a usage scenario could look like. So my next thought is to bring a fan. So I have a fan. It's not the kind I want to bring, but let's just see what happens if we tack onto it, so we have a good understanding of how much wattage we're going to be using and how long I'm going to have. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I have here a Honeywell tower fan. I don't need you to see it. But I'm going to plug it in and you'll see the wattage go up and turn the AC power on. So you see the fan starting to run. It's expecting high power output. Let's power this on. So it's up, and you can see it's adapting right now, so we're up to 35 watts. That's on the lowest speed setting. You turn it up. Huh? Well, the output is not going up. That's actually pretty good. Oh, now it's gone up a little bit more. 38. 40. So now we're at top speed. And even then, it's only drawing a total between everything right now about 40 watts. Oh, one more thing is I have my hotspot. So if I'm in somewhere, I'm gonna want my interwebs. So I got the fan going, I got the camera battery, and the Hero Session charging. So, and you know, this is down to 3 battery bars. I can't have that. You know, that's unacceptable. And now that's charging, and now that's another 4 watts that's added to it. The big one is going to be a TV, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I just brought up a TV that we have in the guest bedroom. It's a 32-inch Vizio smart TV, and I've had this for 10 plus years now. 1080p at the time, it's still running really well, so good quality stuff. Let's see what happens when we plug this bad boy in. Cool, so now we're up to 56 watt output. So now we're up to 56 watt output. I'm going to see about the Vizio starting up, and once it does that, and if we turn the screen on, we can see how much the wattage jumps. Alright, so we have the TV hooked up, we have all the batteries for my DJI Osmo Action Cam charging, I have my GoPro Hero 5 session charging, and if need be, I'd be charging the expanded battery that I got for it. I have my hotspot, my Cricket hotspot plugged in and charging, in case I need to use it. I don't always need to charge it. I have a fan that's running in case I need air circulation in the RV at night, and then I have a TV plugged in, and all these are in, and right now we're drawing 140 watts of power. With all these on, I have 9 hours to work with. So I figure when I'm traveling, this affords me roughly like two nights of traveling without having to charge this bad boy. And my hope is that when I get to a campground, I'll have an outlet that's available for me to plug in and charge using a surge protector, because otherwise it'll trip the whole thing. So this is pretty cool stuff. I've been looking forward to trying this out. If this was in my RV, I'd be pretty much set. I'd be in a really good shape. So yeah, hopefully this gives you guys some ideas of what the EcoFlow Delta can do. Also, if our house loses power, this setup will work for us. We have the hotspots connected. Not really. If we're at home, we're not worried about the action cameras. It's more about our cell phones. We have our hotspots, so we'll have internet access. And if we're just running that, and maybe the fan, if we want to stay cool, and a TV and streaming device, whatever it may be, this'll hold us out for a little bit. So having the option to bring it on the road and also having it as a backup power source if something were to happen at home, I think it's a pretty good investment to start off with. The only thing that I would want to consider is, let's just say the power goes out for an extended period of time. I probably want to get some solar so that it'll keep this charged up, and then we can just keep it running the entire time. But that might be even more of a nice to have for now. I feel like I've put together a nice scenario of what I would need the generator for when I'm on the road and when I have multiple travel days happening. Feel free to comment, but let's get back and let's look at some numbers too.